Kelly Shaw, Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization. I'm in the northern part of Arizona on a Bigfoot tour of Bigfoot sighting hotspots. I'm near Forest Lakes, Arizona, at a daylight sighting by father and son from a campsite north of the Mogollon Rim. I'm going to read their report that was submitted. It was 6 p.m. My son and I were just getting ready to leave the campsite. As soon as I stood up from my chair, I saw what looked like a very large man in a ghillie suit walk across the opening in the trees to my left. I had a clear sight of it, and it was very large. I could see the arms swaying, and my son was able to see the legs separated as it stepped. It didn't seem to be in any rush and seemed to be walking rather casually, kind of slow, but it covered a lot of ground for the very few steps. As I said, I could see both arms swaying, and it was not carrying a rifle or anything else that I could see. Hunting season had not been over for at least a week, and the next one wouldn't start up for months. At this time, there was almost nobody out here, and nobody knew where we were. I had my son stand where it had walked, and the top of its head would have been where his shoulders were. My son is 6 foot tall. If it was a man in a ghillie suit, the guy would have been at least 7.5 feet tall. My son also said that he observed a second one that I missed walking in the clearing also. Anyway, they submitted a report to a Bigfoot research organization group, and during the investigation, they reenacted it, and the clearing where the creature walked through, they had his son stand there. His son's 6 foot and 170 pounds, and the clearing that it walked through, the son was only 1/3, so this Bigfoot was 3 times as large. I'm talking girth, the mass, the width, and then of course it was like 1.5 feet taller than the kid. The hair color of the first animal was dark brown with light brown patches, possibly 6 inches long, as what the witness described. And the second one was very dark, mostly black according to the son. The animal was leaning slightly forward while walking and moving, like it had a purpose. The witness did not notice a neck. The chest was very thick. His view was the side of the biped. The animal was very large. The investigator found the witnesses to be very credible. The witnesses, after the interview, or during the interview, the researchers started asking more details about what they have heard and seen in the area. And the witnesses described that they'd heard many numerous knocks, and they also heard vocalizations in the area that they couldn't pinpoint to an animal. Neither of them thought of Bigfoot. Neither of them really gave Bigfoot much thought until after they had seen the creature, and so now they had been educated that knocks and vocalizations that are very odd in an area can indeed be Bigfoots. The son also mentioned that a couple of nights before they seen this Bigfoot, about 20 feet into the woods one night, he saw some eye reflection, and whatever it was 7 to 8 feet tall, and when he stood up and looked at the eye reflection a little bit more closely, he heard whatever it was crash off loudly into the woods, and he blamed it maybe on a moose or an elk. And now after the Bigfoot sighting, they suspect it could have been a Bigfoot. Keep on watching. We're going to keep on squatching.